AITA for filing a police report against my own mother after she stole my identity and destroyed my credit. I was 26 and couldn't rent a flat. I'd never missed a payment in my life. A full credit check revealed 7 credit cards in my name I had never opened, all severely in arrears. The accounts were all registered to one address, my mother's. I am the first person in my family to go to university. I worked 2 jobs during my degree to avoid as much debt as possible. Since I started working full-time, I had been careful with money, building a credit history, saving, paying my bills on time. I had been sending my mother £200 a month since I started earning because she was struggling and because she was my mother and I loved her. I was 26 when I tried to rent my own flat for the first time. I was declined. The letting agent suggested I pull a full credit report because something looked wrong. There were 7 credit card accounts I had never opened. The oldest dated from when I was 22, 4 years ago. The most recent from 18 months ago. The total credit extended across those accounts was over £40,000. The outstanding debt was $34,000. Every account was severely in arrears. Several had been sent to debt collection agencies. All 7 accounts had been opened using my full name, my date of birth, my national insurance number, and my mother's address, where I had lived until I was 23 years old. I spent 2 weeks hoping I was wrong. I hired a fraud specialist. I was not wrong. I went to my mother's house. I laid the credit reports on her kitchen table. I didn't say anything initially. I sat down across from her and I put the reports in front of her and I waited. She didn't deny it. She didn't look particularly surprised that I had found out. She said she had been in debt and she had needed help. She said she had always meant to pay it back. Then she said something I will never be able to unhear. She said I owed her. She said after everything she had done to raise me, this was her taking back what was fair. I want to be precise about the timeline that exists inside that statement. She had raised me, during which time I had sent her £200 a month since I had income, and while doing that she had been opening credit cards in my name for 4 years. The debt repayment she was describing as fair had been accruing at the same time as the money I was voluntarily sending her. I left her house. I called my solicitor from the car park. I filed a police report that evening. My aunt says I have destroyed the family. My uncle says I need to remember she is my mother. I said I need to remember I have £34,000 of debt in my name that will affect every financial decision I make for years. Am I the asshole? Update 9 months later. My mother was charged with identity fraud. She entered a guilty plea. She received a suspended sentence and a structured repayment order, which given her financial position means I will likely not see the majority of that money returned to me within my lifetime. The credit card companies are pursuing their own recovery processes. I have been working for 9 months to have the fraudulent accounts removed from my credit record. This has involved 3 solicitors' letters, an ongoing dispute process with each of the credit reporting agencies, and more hours of administrative work than I want to calculate. It is not yet finished. I have not spoken to my mother since the day I left her kitchen table. I don't know if I ever will again. That is not a decision I am making permanently. It is just the decision I am capable of making right now, one day at a time. A letting agent agreed to rent me a flat when I explained the fraud situation and provided documentation. The day I closed the door of that flat for the first time, I sat on the floor of the empty living room and cried for almost an hour. Then I ordered takeaway and sat against the wall eating it and feeling something I can only describe as mine. My father, my parents divorced when I was 10, found out what had happened. He called me. He didn't ask questions. He just said, "I'm sorry, I should have been around more." That is the kindest thing anyone has said to me throughout all of this. I am 26 years old and I am starting from nothing. But it is mine. That part is new. NTA or ITA, could you have made that call? Comment below.